Well, hi everyone. We're live on Giving Tuesday. And I'm here with Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I am super. We've been doing a lot of live streaming today. We're actually in another studio right now filming some a mural that's being put up at a hospital, which is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up, but it's a big day around here. It's Giving Tuesday, and our board member Tracy has offered to match all donations today up to $250. So if you want to make a big impact, today is the day to do it. I'll put the link to donate in the comments. But Ben wanted to come on and talk about the impact about what your donations would be doing for us here at Hearts Need Art.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people love what we do. But it's kind of not seen by a lot of people because we're in the hospitals. It's not seen by the public at large, except for when we do the occasional public event, which we're working on doing a lot more of, so that the San Antonio community at large can see the great work the artists and musicians are doing in the hospitals on a day-to-day basis. And of course, this is a tough time of year for a lot of people. A lot of people are feeling extra lonely during the holidays when they'd rather be with their family, and instead they're stuck in hospitals, whether because they're patients facing a life-changing illness, or they're healthcare workers who, we've all come to grow and appreciate them for what they do every single day, 24 hours a day. Our doctors, our nurses, and of course our police and firefighters, EMS, that don't get to take a time off that the rest of us often do on big holidays. And we want to make sure we're making an extra special impact, but we can't do that without help from the community in either small dollar amounts, or if folks just want to donate supplies, they can go to our website and click on our page, and we've got an Amazon wish list of a lot of the items that we use in the hospitals with patients and with healthcare workers every single day.
Yeah, it's I say this all the time. We get to see some of the most intimate moments in people's lives.
Mhm.
And it's always shocking that they're not necessarily sad moments. They still want to laugh, they still want to play, they still want to enjoy their time. And because it's the hospital, we don't get to live stream it like this all the time because
Mhm.
of HIPAA laws and everything. So we talk to the artists a lot about how it's going, and we have a ton of that, and it's so hard to show the impact, but the impact you have, because they fill out little questionnaires. All the patients fill out questionnaires, and the quotes that we get when we hear about just simple things that we're doing with them that are completely changing their hospital experience. It's overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, it's really awesome how Kathleen and Hannah collect all that data. Unfortunately, um, even analytical people like myself can look at raw data, but don't get to see the direct emotional impact that it has on so many people. And I see that in the faces and the voices of our teammates, our staff members, our artists, our musicians who do work in the hospital, the ones I've had the fortune of spending some time with, some fundraising events. And it has a big toll on our folks as well, which is why I know the Hearts Need Artists put mechanisms in place so that our folks can vent too. I know we've got our chaplain and others, and it's great to see how much of a team we really are, and we get to rally around each other as well as the patients and healthcare workers.
So, like I said, Tracy is matching donations up to $250 today. So today's a great day to do that. And then can we also talk, because we can even make that donation larger, about Champions for Charity?
Yes, absolutely. So, Champions for Charity is sponsored by the Valero Texas Open. And of course, Hearts Need Art has a good relationship with the wonderful company of Valero already. Valero is, for those of you who don't know, is headquartered here in San Antonio, and they have for the last over a decade sponsored the Valero Texas Open, one of the oldest PGA golf tournaments in the country, and Champions for Charity dovetails off of that. If you go to our website and click on the donate button, it'll actually take you to our Champions for Charity webpage now, and they do matching donations up to 7%. So $1,000 donation would actually have an impact of 1,070. Um, so doing collecting donations in this way helps your money go farther. You're doing more than just the amount you're doing. And I want to reiterate, a lot of people have heard me say this 100 times, and I'll keep saying it. Not every donation has to be $1,000 to make an impact. A $25 a month donation goes a long way and helps us serve a lot of folks. Richard, you've been around a lot longer than I have, and the impact. Having worked in the hospitals before, that direct impact of just even small donations has for patients and healthcare workers.
Yeah, I mean, even smaller donations, and whatever small is to you, we have custom-made activity books that our artists and team have put together. We call it the activity book for bored adults, and we give those out. So, even the smaller donations help cover the cost to print those. So every dollar that comes in is literally used for something very special.
Yeah, I love those books. What's funny is how many adults see us at a fundraising event or another charities event. I was honored to give out some of those when I attended the Special Olympics breakfast about a month ago, and they were thrilled with them. It was really cool how much people were into it. I had one lady who actually helped us put on another fundraiser at the Pearl. Told me she took that and played with it her whole way to and from her trip a few months ago in your neck of the woods. Actually, was North Carolina they were heading to, so that's a long trip, but gave them something to do. And the kids apparently all wanted it, and the adults said no, they were keeping them for themselves to color and do the activities. So.
That's it's an important thing to note too, is that as we work with the adults in the hospital, a lot of people think art and think children, and we're working with the adults who literally have nothing to do but sit and stare and watch
Right.
bad TV or think about why they're in the hospital. So we're working with
Right.
adults, we're working with veterans, we're working with their visitors, we are working with the healthcare staff as well. So it's a lot of different avenues your money can go down. If you donate on our website, you become a monthly donor. You can actually pick kind of where that goes. If your heart leads you one way, you can choose. As we
Yeah,
wrap
and I'm
this up,
glad
then.
I'm glad we're working. Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're
No,
working
no,
with
no, no, no.
veterans now. I'm a vet who went through a lot of stuff after the war, after I got back from Afghanistan, where I also worked with patients. And I wish that when I'd been going through therapy at the VA that we'd had Hearts Need Art. And we didn't. So it's great that we're now working with veterans that are going through a lot of different things, not just injuries, but illnesses that result from that. And so
Yeah, I mean, our ultimate goal is that when you check into a hospital, you are admitted to a hospital, you get a nurse, you get a doctor, and you get an artist of some sort, and that's just the standard of care. And so the more you donate, the closer we are to that goal. So
yeah.
heartsneedart.org is the way to help us and support us. This, any time of year, but this is a special day because we do have that matching funds of $250, thanks to our board member Tracy. But we wanted to leave you with a patient story from one of our writers, Adolfo. So watch this, and we will see you later, everyone. Bye.
recently happened actually at Northeast Methodist. One of the patients was there. Went through the entire procedure where I knocked gently and I introduced myself and briefly what I do, and they said, "Yeah, sure, come on in." Um, and the first question I remember asking the patient was, "How are you feeling right now?" And the response was that they were feeling scared. They were about to go into surgery for the very first time in their lives. And I said, "Yeah, I can see how that's scary. But perhaps during our session we could separate you a little bit from what's about, from the surgery, so that we can think about something a little bit different." And they were happy to try that. And so during our session, we had, just they weren't in a position to actually write at the moment. So what I did was I did that other interactive assignment where I have them roll a dice, and we sum up those numbers, which we then use to go to one of the pages on the creative writing book that I have. And because we only had a little bit of time there, um, one of the questions was, what was one of their childhood memories, best childhood memories? One of the things I mentioned was going to see the Chicago Cubs with their father before they passed away. And so that to me was a very meaningful moment, because of the fact that memories are one of the biggest influences for why I do artwork. And so to be able to share that meaningful memory that they had, um, and take those couple of minutes to separate them a little bit from the fear that they felt, was really nice. And his wife was there in the room too, so they were both kind of sharing that moment while we were there, or while I was there with them.